Imagine if you had a magic machine that could make achieving financial freedom easy. All you'd have to do is put a $1 bill in and let your machine work its magic, and you'd get a $100 bill out. And you can repeat this process as many times as you want. I know this seems like a fantasy, but when you know how to build a website that converts YouTube advertising into cash, this is exactly what it feels like. And you spend a small amount of money on ads and get a large amount of money back. Of course, you can't just build any website and expect to multiply your money like this. To create a money-generating website like this, you need to learn how to do it from an expert. And that's exactly what you're going to get from today's video. I'm here today with the Wizard of Ads himself, Daniel Rose. Dan is the author of the 15 Steps to Profitable YouTube Marketing, and he is widely known as the world's leading YouTube advertiser. His campaigns have driven over $214 million in revenue. His ads have also built channels with millions of subscribers and some of the most widely recognized brand names on YouTube. Thanks for joining us today, Dan.
Thanks, Marina. It's great to be here with you today.
Dan, let's talk about how to make the magic happen. Everyone would love to have a website where they can spend $1 in advertising and make $100 back. But how do you build a website like this?
Well, first of all, I just want to make it clear, there's no way to just print money without doing any work. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about how to build a business with YouTube advertising. And I just also want to make it 100% clear, even though it's obvious to most of you guys, that you can't spend $1 on advertising and make $100 back most of the time. Usually that's not realistic. But what is realistic is to spend $1 on advertising and to make $2 back, or to spend $1,000 on advertising or make $2,000 back, or say $10,000 on advertising per day and to make $20,000 back. That's definitely realistic. I'm doing it, many of my clients are doing it, and I know dozens of people who have become multimillionaires by following that process. So with that being said, let's get into how to make the magic happen. How do you build a sales website that converts YouTube visitors into buyers? So there are many different details that you need to master, and we're going to go into all of them in this video. But in the big picture, there's one mental shift you need to make in order to build a profitable YouTube sales website, and that's this. Most people, the approach they follow when they start advertising on YouTube is that they have one e-commerce store or one website that they use for all of their advertising. And this is a really big mistake. And the reason for it is, even though it's simpler to set things up that way, it's not really the best for converting YouTube visitors into buyers. YouTube visitors have a much different mentality than people coming from Facebook, people coming from Instagram, Google search, or other places. Even though many times the same people are on all these different platforms, coming from YouTube, their whole mentality towards your business is going to be completely different. So the first step, if you're serious about making money from YouTube advertising, is going to be to develop a separate YouTube sales website or a separate YouTube landing page for your e-commerce store. You need to optimize your landing page for your YouTube advertising specifically for YouTube. Otherwise, when you're doing these types of tests and making improvements, you might actually be making it worse for YouTube. This way, it'll guarantee that when we're working on your website and doing all these improvements, that we're making things better and better over time.
That makes a lot of sense. I bet a lot of people watching right now are understanding why their YouTube advertising just didn't work in the past. So you mentioned that there's a lot of websites that we can use right now to build our YouTube marketing website. So what website should we actually be using?
Okay, so there are three types of websites that are very good at converting YouTube advertising into cash. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about all of them. So the first type of website that's great for converting YouTube visitors into cash is called a sales funnel. A sales funnel is a simple website set up to sell a single product and then to upsell other products later on. Now, sales funnels are great for anybody first starting off because they're very simple to build. If you're first starting off and you don't know which type of website you should build, you should probably be building a sales funnel. You can see an example of a sales funnel on screen right now, and there's software that you can get very inexpensively to build funnels like these. Certain types of businesses are great for sales funnels as well. If you're selling advice or information, sales funnels are a great choice for you. Or if you're selling supplements, cosmetics, or anything that's difficult to explain to the customer why it's so valuable, again, sales funnels are a great choice. The second type of website that you can use is called a quiz funnel. Now, a quiz funnel is basically an upgraded type of sales funnel. With a quiz funnel, you go to the person's website, you answer a series of simple questions, and then you get a customized sales video at the end of that. The really great part about a quiz funnel is that with a quiz funnel, you can be speaking specifically to your customers' wants, their own fears and desires, their own situation, and make a completely customized sales video for them based on their responses. Very, very powerful if you're doing it right. And we're also going to show you how making a quiz funnel can be simpler than you think when you know what you're doing. So we'll talk about that a little bit more later in the video. The third type of website that can convert YouTube advertising into buyers is an e-commerce store. And usually e-commerce stores are made with the software Shopify. Now, if you're not familiar with Shopify, it's very simple to set up. And basically what it'll do for you is make a store with many different products. Think of a smaller version of Amazon.com. Now, e-commerce stores are great for a lot of reasons, but I particularly like e-commerce stores because they give you access to a different type of YouTube advertising campaign called TrueView for shopping campaigns. These type of campaigns run on a dynamic data feed, not as complicated as it seems, very, very easy to set up, and they work extremely well for YouTube advertising. E-commerce stores are great for certain types of businesses, which by their nature need many different product combinations. For example, if you're running a swimwear business, you need many different sizes, many different colors, and you can't really just have one single product that everybody buys. So if you have a business like that, a Shopify store or an e-commerce store will be the right choice for you. In my book, The 15 Steps to Profitable YouTube Marketing, I go in detail and show you exactly what you need to do for each type of website in order to optimize it for YouTube. So if you're serious about making money from YouTube advertising, definitely recommend you check it out.
That chapter in the book is amazing. Your book gives so many good insights on YouTube ads. If you want to get a copy of Dan's book, just click Learn More below. It costs $19.95 on Amazon, but through the link in this video, you can get it for completely free. So let's talk more about YouTube sales websites. What should I be doing on my YouTube website that I'm not doing on other websites?
So let's go through all the details. So the first thing that you have to know about building a YouTube sales website is that people coming from YouTube love watching video. Now, it seems like that should be self-explanatory, right? I mean, it's a site focused on video, and not only video, but long-form video. People coming from YouTube have the mentality that the video is going to be the main thing. They typically tend to have better internet connections, better devices, and they typically don't like to read very much, even less than the average person. So some people think that video doesn't work for YouTube advertising because they've tried a video before and it didn't work for them as well as their text page. But that's not because video doesn't work. It's because you suck at making videos. If you learned a better way to make sales videos, I guarantee you that your video will outperform any text-only page. Even on e-commerce stores where there's typically no videos, if you feature a video on your e-commerce store landing page and you're doing it right, I guarantee you it's going to do better for your YouTube advertising. So that's the first thing you got to know. The second thing you have to know is that on YouTube, the social proof elements are not as strong as on other advertising platforms like Facebook or Instagram. And what I mean by social proof elements is that it's not as easy for customers to tell in most YouTube ads that you're popular, that many people trust you, and that their friends like you and trust you. The nature of the platform on Facebook and Instagram is that it is pretty easy to see that. You can see that your friends like something. You can see how popular the page is. It's much easier to see that a business is trusted by many other people before you even go to the website. Because of that, with Facebook traffic, it's not as important to establish that social proof within your sales video and on your sales website. On YouTube, on the other hand, the person hasn't seen that their friends like your business. The person hasn't seen that many other people trust your business. And that is one disadvantage of YouTube advertising. Now, that's okay because YouTube advertising has many other advantages which outweigh this small disadvantage. And you can overcome this by just incorporating elements of social proof into your website itself. Now, there's a few different ways that you could do this. The first way that you could do this is by using customer testimonials. If you use customer testimonials in the right way, they can be a very effective tool for establishing trust, and they should always be featured on your YouTube sales website. Now, the problem with customer testimonials is that customers are not marketers. They're not like us. They don't know the perfect way to phrase things. So you can't just run any video of a customer saying good things about you and expect that to work. You gotta get the right videos, and most importantly, you have to know how to edit these videos aggressively into what you need. When you know how to do this, customer testimonials can be very effective at establishing that social proof for YouTube visitors. Another way that you can do this is by having endorsements from authority. If you can get someone who's a celebrity in your industry to endorse you, even a minor celebrity, it'll really go a long way. And then finally, if you've done any media appearances in the past, if you've appeared on any popular podcasts or blogs, this is what you want to make sure to mention on your YouTube sales website. Make sure you establish that social proof and make sure you show people that other people like and respect and trust you. The third thing that you have to keep in mind when you're building a YouTube sales website is that most traffic from YouTube is going to come from a cell phone. Most YouTube visitors will be watching YouTube in the mobile app. Because of this, I would say that about 50 to 70% of all the traffic you're buying will be from a cell phone on YouTube. Now, that's what it is right now, and every year the percentage keeps getting higher and higher and higher. So, making your website mobile first or designing it specifically for these mobile devices is no longer an option. Mobile traffic is going to increase every year, so you have to design your website first and foremost with a cell phone visitor in mind. You need to make sure to test out your website in a variety of mobile browsers, and I go deep into detail in my book about ways you can make your website mobile friendly and good for YouTube. One other thing to keep in mind with YouTube traffic is that certain people on certain devices will actually see your website appear within the YouTube app, within its own unique browser. And a lot of people don't test that out. So you want to make sure that you're testing out all the browsers, including for the people that are seeing your website within the YouTube app's browser. So that gives you a few ideas of how people coming from YouTube have a totally different mentality from people coming from other sales websites. And if you're serious about making money from YouTube advertising, you can't be taking generic advice about how to improve the marketing on your website. You need advice specific for YouTube advertising. And that's exactly what you're going to get in my book. In my book, I dive deep into detail into how to optimize each of the three types of websites. I'll show you exactly how to build a great sales video. I'll show you how to make a great quiz funnel. And I'll show you exactly how to optimize your e-commerce store. I dive real deep into detail here. I show you the right apps and themes that you could use for your Shopify store, apps and themes that feature video front and center so that it's effective for YouTube advertising. And I show you software that you can use to easily build sales funnels and quiz funnels. So if you want to make money from YouTube advertising, click Claim Book below and get your free copy of the 15 steps.
That is some great insight. It's really important for people to understand how to build a website specifically for YouTube. What else do you show us in your book about YouTube marketing?
So I dive deep into detail into exactly how to build the three major types of sales websites that are good for YouTube advertising. First, I dive deep into detail into how to create a great sales video specifically for YouTube traffic. Now, if you've been taking generic marketing advice and creating generic sales videos for all traffic, I think this part is really going to blow your mind. I'm going to show you exactly how you need to make your sales video different for YouTube versus other platforms. Not only this, I'm actually going to give you sales video scripting formulas that I use myself, which will make creating these types of sales videos easy. All you have to do is plug your content into my formula and you'll have a great script for your YouTube sales video. Now, in my book, I also dive deep into how to create great quiz funnels. A lot of people are intimidated by quiz funnels because it seems like it needs a lot of programming and design and things like that. But what a lot of people don't know, it's actually possible to create a quiz funnel simply and easily by using very inexpensive software. I'm going to show you the software in my book and I'll walk you through how to use it. Now, with a quiz funnel, the most critical decision you have to make is what questions to ask and how to structure your customized sales videos. If you choose the wrong way to customize your sales videos, then it's not going to work. But if you divide your customers into the right groups or buckets, as we refer to them, then it's going to work much, much better. I'll show you exactly how to do that. Not only this, I'm going to show you how to set up customized remarketing campaigns or marketing campaigns which advertise to the people who have gone through your quiz funnel for each group of customers. Let's say you're running a fitness business. You could run one remarketing campaign for people who wanted to build muscle and one remarketing campaign for people who want to lose fat. And that's just one very simple example. You could be running remarketing campaigns that are specific to your individual customers' desires rather than one generic remarketing campaign. I'll show you how to do it in the book. Next, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up a great e-commerce store. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to set up Shopify, and I'm gonna show you how to set up a page on Shopify that's ideal for YouTube traffic. Now, one part of this, like I mentioned before, is gonna be to make video front and center the main selling tool on your landing page. Unfortunately, with most Shopify themes, video is not even available, or if it is, it's not really the main selling tool. It's de-emphasized and it's down on the page. I'll show you the best themes to use, the best apps to use to make sure your YouTube advertising converts for Shopify. So long story short, in the book, we dive deep into detail into each of the 3 types of websites. I go into exactly what is proven to convert for each type of websites, and I show you simple and easy ways to make that type of website for yourself. So if you're serious about making money from YouTube advertising, you need to pick up a free copy of this book. Just click Claim Book below and get your free copy now.
Can you tell us more about the results people are getting from your book?
Yeah, sure thing. Let's check out a few videos that readers have sent us.
Yo, Dan, it's been a minute. My morning reading for the past few days has been this guy right here, and I'm loving it. And dude, this is just an amazing book. This thing is just epic.
Hi all, my name is Vlatka. I ordered this book off of Amazon. It's $19.99. Once I started reading it, I couldn't put it down. It gave me detailed description of every step how to make money on YouTube.
Hey everybody, this is Matt Coleman. I just wanted to take a minute to thank Daniel Rose for creating this book, The 15 Steps to Profitable YouTube Marketing. It's been an amazing transition because I'm making quite a bit more money, and I owe it completely to Dan Rose for teaching me the techniques. If you're trying to separate yourself from the competition, YouTube is where it's at.
Those are some really incredible stories, Dan. It's so inspiring to see the results people have achieved with the 15 steps. If you're still watching this, I highly recommend you pick up your copy of the 15 steps now. This book teaches you everything you need to know about YouTube marketing, and it's getting rave reviews on Amazon. Many other people have used it to build YouTube ad campaigns that make them thousands of dollars in passive income every month. And through the link in this video, you can get your book completely free. Click Claim Book to get your copy now, and we'll see you on the next page.